Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Shootersmallz and thanks for tuning back into the channel. Now, as you guys know, the Call of Duty Black Ops 4 beta just ended this weekend. So in this video, I'm going to give you the three broken, or what I think the three broken things are in Call of Duty Black Ops 4. Now, before I get into that, I would like to encourage anyone that's not a subscriber to go ahead and subscribe. I do a couple of videos a week on first-person shooters, mainly Battlefield, Call of Duty, Fortnite, Rainbow Six, whatever kind of floats my boat, whatever I'm kind of feeling in the mood to do, that's kind of what I go with. But if you have not subscribed already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I promise you will not regret it. Anyways, before we get into the topic at hand here, let me know down in the comments what did you guys think of the Black Ops 4 beta? Was it good? Was it bad? And why? Let me know down in the comments. Maybe we can have a little bit of a dialogue. Now, some of you might be wondering, why is he not showing gameplay of Black Ops 4? Well, funny thing is I was recording on my Elgato. If you guys know what that is, a recording thing that you can record your Xbox or PS4. In any case, I had probably 2 hours worth of gameplay. I was just playing, not recording me, just purely gameplay. And I hit, stop record. And it takes, I don't know, however long, maybe a minute, maybe 2 minutes, I would say, for 2 hours for my computer to kind of render that into a video. Well, my dumbass hit the record button again before it was finished completing. Before my computer finished putting it into a video, so I kind of messed it all up. So yeah, I've lost that. My plan was to do this video with some background of me actually playing, but I kind of screwed that up. So it's just going to be me and my face. We can have, a little dialogue, a little connection. So yeah, that's the reason behind the no gameplay for this video, but it's okay. I'm going to try to keep it short. And I'm going to be talking about the top 3 things that just absolutely bugged me about the beta for Call of Duty. First and foremost, overall, I actually really enjoyed the beta. It reminded me a lot of Black Ops 3. If you guys have played Black Ops 3, it is basically Black Ops 3. The only thing that was different was you couldn't wall run, right, or double jump. But you could jump ridiculously high in this game, which I didn't overly have a problem with. But the wall running, there was certain spots in Black Ops 4 I'm running around and it felt like I should wall run, but you just couldn't do it. The sliding was there, so it was fast paced, so basically it felt almost identical to Black Ops 3, for me at least. Obviously the guns are slightly different, but really a lot of the guns are very similar to a lot of the Black Ops 3 guns, and plus they have the specialists, and the specialists were basically verbatim from Black Ops 3. It is a little bit more complicated in that the specialists have an additional ability, maybe to lay down a shield or some barbed wire or some other different things like that. Kind of adds a new element to the game that we haven't had there before, so it is a little bit more complicated in that sense. Now for like team deathmatch, I don't think those new gadgets are really going to have that big of a difference because people just run around and kill each other. But for some of those other game modes like domination, hardpoint, some of those other strategic, control the map, control this choke point type of thing, those new specialist abilities I think are really going to be kind of compelling and really make people think about it. If you're on a team and you guys have a strategy and a game plan, you're probably going to do pretty good picking your specialist and holding down the map, that kind of thing. But the top 3 things that absolutely bugged me about Call of Duty Black Ops 4, and to be honest, there was probably 5 times where I just couldn't even play it anymore. I was sick of it. I was over it. It was making me angry, right? So in my mind, these are kind of big, and I haven't heard really anyone talking about this. So we're just going to start right off the top, and it's going to be Ajax Ballistic Shield. So it's one of the specialists, and it's his kind of gun, if you will. So whenever you get it, I will say the specialist, you only tend to get 1 per round or per game, where in Black Ops 3 you could probably get a couple. So that's good. They did tone it down, but I felt like his Ajax's shield was actually super powerful and kind of overpowered. And maybe that's because people haven't learned how to kill it yet, but basically you just threw up a shield and you could shoot from behind it and just mow people down with it. It was absolutely dirty and super disgusting. I could, take 4 enemies down with that thing, no problem, if you timed it right. So in my mind, that needs to be toned back a little bit, make it easier to kill him, because I found it very hard to kill, and a lot of people were running him. Now you could only, for team deathmatch, only 2 people could pick him, but you would definitely run into him a lot, or at least I did. So the second thing that I really thought was broken and had to do with the minimap and the fog of war, right? I don't know if you guys know what that is. It's kind of not overly complicated, but there's a little circle around your guy, and then wherever you're looking, there's like a cone that kind of goes out. Can't really tell you, from your field of view, cone that kind of goes out, and any bad guy basically, or any enemy within that little circle around you and the cone in front of you, this automatically shows up on your minimap, and that goes for all of your players. Now, overall concept, I didn't find it that bad. I kind of like the cone view. That's all good and dandy, but I do a style of play where I like to run around the sides, get on the flank of people and sneak up behind them, or tried to sneak up behind them and kill them. But the circle around your guy was so big that numerous times I would flank the enemy, literally sneak up behind them, and then all of a sudden they turn around on a dime and start shooting me because I'm on their minimap. Because that circle around their character is so big that you can't flank. And numerous times I was getting flanked, and I recognized my minimap, and I turned around and shot the guy before he could shoot me in the back. So for me, that fog of war, the idea of it, the cone in front of your guy, that's fine. But this big circle around your dude, no. Get rid of that. Like, that's got to be minimal. I should not be able to see someone who's behind me sneaking up behind me, right? Unless they're like on my body maybe, and then maybe it could ping up on my radar, but by and large that should never be the case, right? I mean, I don't even know what would be the reasoning behind that, right? Yeah, so numerous times I'd be playing and that would happen to me, or I would catch people sneaking up behind me, and it just ticked me off because that's the way I like to play, and it really rubbed me the wrong way. Now the last thing that I think that it was the biggest issue for me, and it took me a little while to figure out what was going on, but I would be playing in games with these teams that were pretty good, and it always seemed like they knew where I was, and I didn't know what it was, or whatever kind of perk they were using or whatever, but come to find out, I did some just messing around with my class. It is the acoustic sensor. That thing was absolutely dirty. Basically what it did was, if someone was near you quote unquote, on your minimap, it would give you a red direction arrow, kind of a red cone in certain sector, so back, whatever, and then you could just follow that and find the guys and kill them. So I would be playing, and these teams, every single player would have it on there, and basically they would see you coming from a mile away, because the I don't know what you want to call it, but kind of the circumference of the ping ability of that sensor was way too big, like almost halfway across the map big. Like, it was ridiculous. Once I figured it out, I started running it, and I started dominating people just because it was constantly on, constantly. So you knew where they were coming from, which direction. You just turn around, follow the red, and shoot them. I felt like I was looking at my mini-map and moving my guy to the direction of the mini-map told me to, rather than actually looking at the map itself. So the acoustic sensor was absolutely way overpowered, and I haven't heard anybody talking about it, right? So if you can think about it, with my playstyle, trying to sneak around the side, if people had that acoustic sensor on, they could see me halfway across the map, or their mini-map could, and they would be alerted to someone's over there, oh, they're sneaking around. And then that fog of war, if I actually did sneak up behind them, or if they didn't use the acoustic sensor and I got, you know, within 20 feet of the guy, I would automatically be on his map even though I'm behind him, you know? So those two things, that fog of war and that acoustic sensor, really ticked me off. Like I said, there was a handful of games where I just backed out and left, turned off the game, went and played PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, just, you know, turned off the whole thing and just went about my day. So like I said, overall I really liked it. It wasn't too bad. Mainly those two things that I just mentioned really kind of rubbed me the wrong way. Now I do think the main make or break thing for this Call of Duty Black Ops 4 is definitely going to be the Battle Royale. The multiplayer it's really a lot like Black Ops 3. So if you guys didn't like Black Ops 3, I mean, it's going to be similar, like super similar. If you did, that's good. You're going to like it. But I do think the Battle Royale is where the money is going to be made here for Call of Duty. So hopefully it'll be really good come the beta in September. Anyways, guys, like I said, let me know down in the comments, what did you guys think of the beta? Anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Shootersmallz, and I'll see you guys in the next video.